Welcome back. Yeah, sorry about the delay. Apparently when I was getting ready to start streaming, I couldn't hear anything through the headset. So I tried doing a quick restart and then the computer wouldn't restart. So had to sort of wait it out and then run a couple of scans, but we are here. Nice clock, JG. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but what's going on, Chuck? What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Ty? How you guys doing? We're going to be getting started here shortly. I just wanted to let this last scan kind of run its course to make sure that we don't run into any kind of issues while watching the movie. Do I believe in aliens? Yeah. I think it's a safe bet that there is other life on other planets somewhere. Maybe not in this solar system, but it's somewhere. We're not the only life in the universe. I think that would be very narcissistic and very narrow-minded to believe something like that. I had to push this car out of Crystal Lake to get rid of it. Hey, whatever gets rid of the evidence. I'll sit here and talk to you guys while we wait for this scan to finish. Felt like since it was Jason X, it was kind of time to break out again the hood and the cape to try to mimic as much of the Emperor as I can. If only I had the metal Uber Jason mask. Unpopular opinion. I like this movie. It's not like not entertaining. It's very much in the same vein as Jason Goes to Hell. Like, it's entertaining as hell, so to speak. But its faults lie in continuity. Exactly, like Ty said, it's kind of like the fun B movie of the Friday the 13th franchise. But it's also very indicative of how New Line looked at Jason. My headphones on. Get prepared. Alright, looks like we are off and running and good to go. So we're gonna kind of dive right into it. So how many of you guys got your Jason X copies at the ready? Alright, so we shall begin. Let me bring the music down and cut. There we go. And as all of you guys know, I give the countdown, I say play, you hit play, and we begin. Which I'm not going to go in depth with explaining it, because if you come this far for the commentaries, chances are you watch the other ones too, so you already know how to do this. Hold on, I'm not ready. I'm kidding. I was like, for a second there, Ty, like, oh shit. Alright. So. Pull up my thing there. And one. Oh, false start. Started at one. We never do that. Hey, Vampirus, how you doing? You're just in time. I would probably want to do that in 1987. I think that would probably be a better atmosphere. Yes, we are doing Freddy versus Jason tomorrow. But back to what we were doing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. This is already kind of a weird start to a Friday the 13th. I kind of feel like we're inside of Freddy when in Freddy's Dead, when his daughter's going through his memories. It's like, is that a castle over there? It is a castle. Yes, Ty, I did see that where he says the film takes place 13 years after Jason Lives, and he places it in 1999 because he says Jason Lives takes place in 1986, which is very weird timing. Very odd. But I'll get into that into an actual video. Hey, what's going on, Robert? How you doing? Welcome. Just in time. We're about almost 2 minutes in. Yeah, that would have been nice to see in Jason Goes to Hell. Like, actually seeing Jason in hell and seeing all of that. I mean, you could probably say it's Jason dreaming, but I'd be damned if Jason isn't very imaginative if, like, this is all a dream. Jason was a Star Trek kind of kid. Because, like, they're operating on him, clearly. So they should have, like, samples and everything. I'm not gonna lie, it's an interesting concept. I would have rather see him in present day during all of this with the government chasing after him instead of the whole space thing. The space thing could have worked if they would have treated Jason more like a how they did with the xenomorph and Alien. Hey, what's going on, little hand? How you doing? No worries, little hand. No worries. We got many movies to come. Well, at least they got the right eye, like, messed up. The only difference is now the eye that they have him seeing out of isn't the one that's deformed anymore. Subject me. It's like they have him captured, but they leave the mask on him. You wonder why wouldn't they have taken it, at least at the very least, as a trophy? So I mean, with that, would that mean more so that Jason is a mutant, like he has sort of genetic powers, or is he still a supernatural entity? That's what this movie kind of throws out there. It throws out that he could be both. And that by doing research on Jason, they may be able to mimic his powers. Which would have been something interesting to see explored in a more serious kind of effort. Jason just eating the bullets. Made a hell of a Ghost Rider. Hey, what's going on, Devin? How you doing? Welcome. The mask does look good in shadows, though. Like, when it's brightly lit, I don't like it as much, but when it's in shadows like that, it looks really good. Whereas then you can kind of see where they went with those hard edges in the nose and everything, because it does capture that whole, like, shadow on the side of the face. Hey, what's going on, Nemesis? Said this place, this spooky place. I guess I almost forgot. Well, I did forget. Let me bring it to the commentary screen. There we go. Which, if you guys seen, I updated the JG Dark logo, and I got some little friends up there as well. Do I live in a scary town too? No. If anything, I'm the person making the town scary. What's going on, Vortex? How you doing? Have I started the movie yet? Yes, I have. Let me pull up the time. We are 8 minutes and 30 seconds in, Devin. Oh, thank you, oh, shit. Thank you, Snefarius. If that's how you say your name. Sorry, I don't want to butcher the name. Well, thank you for the respect. You look like a man well acquainted with the art of the blade. Good eye. Now, how the hell did his machete get through all of that steel unless it's fucking adamantium or some shit? It's pronounced Snefarius. Snefarius. It's like one of the I keep wanting to say Snefarius, but it's not how it looks on there. Hey, what's going on, Music Man? How you doing? Welcome. So what do you do? Your ting ting as the tingles? No touch touch? Or do I put away? I don't know. Well, you could always touch touch first. And if it hurts, then put away. But if you're around people, put away and then touch touch later. And then if it hurts even then, put it away. Or if you're just an exhibitionist, touch touch whether people's in the room or not. Hey, Ghostface, welcome. Okay, gotta go bye. Have a good night. Super strength. Granted, he would have super strength, but that doesn't make the machete super strength. I mean, I would imagine the blade would break on steel that thick. Like I touch now? Go for it, buddy. Oh, no worries, my friend. No worries. I mean, my name is actually Jason. But I am also doing a commentary on the movie. First like from Jason. Thank you, Jason Voorhees, for giving me that first like. Exactly, Lohan. Like, once you get that thing that frozen, you would imagine it would probably shatter from the extreme cold. I mean, unless you're touching them, Vortex, consent is everything. But if he's just watching and he continues to watch, carry on. Restream bot is pretty much gathering all of my chat messages. And because I'm using Restream over 5 different platforms, and it gathers all the messages I get into one collective chat room. So if you guys are watching on Twitch and you're seeing Restream bot, you're seeing everything from YouTube, Facebook, D Live, and Mixer. Same thing on the other platforms, like my viewers on YouTube. For anybody chatting with Twitch, they're seeing Restream bot with Twitch on there as well. He's like Santa, he's watching while you sleep. Except it's you that gives the gifts. I've heard that, Ty, but I've also heard that he's also deformed because Elias abused Pamela while he was in the womb, essentially. It all depends on your preference. Ooh, shit. That off there. Out my way. But yeah, Shrave TV. All depends on your preference and platform. I just happen to be a YouTube partner. So YouTube is my claim to fame, so to speak. But I also like to reach out to everybody that would want to watch my content. So I use Restream to try to cast a large net. Yeah, it's kind of like Friday the 13th meets Alien. Just with a comic... I would say Friday the 13th meets Alien Resurrection. I still remember that from the theatrical trailer for this. So you wonder if Jason would have woke up with the Earth like that. Would he just like wandered around, or would he just fallen into a hibernation and never woke up until anybody would have came close to Crystal Lake? Xenos versus me. I would probably say, I don't know. That'd be interesting because you think if a face hugger gets on Jason, would it be able to create a chest burster given his biology? Just like Iron. Try to wonder if she was supposed to be in the game. How would KM actually have worked with that? Because I know she was supposed to replace Tommy as the hero character on the Grendel map. That'd be pretty awesome, Lohan. Like if you were able to carry her head and it was an instant escape to like one of the escape pods because she could access it. I wonder how that would have worked with her. What if the whole purpose of the Grendel map wouldn't have been to escape, like call the police or get away on the boat or even just overall survive Jason? What if the whole point of the Grendel map was you're finding pieces of KM to put together that Jason dismembered? And once you put her together, she becomes pretty much like the battle bot, so to speak, that she turns into when she blows Jason up, pre-Uber Jason. Like, and you use that room right there where they bring, they use the nanobots to bring people back or heal injuries, and that's where you put KM together. Super kink bot, OP as fuck. Yes. Except this time, the nipples won't fall off mid combat, unless it's Uber Jason and he punches her hard enough. If he punches her hard enough, there should be a specific punch that punches her nipples off. Like, that would be both funny, kind of scary, and overall entertaining. Super nipple punch! It looks like Jason's looking at her. He's looking like, I'm almost thawed out. Then your ass is mine. Like, is that supposed to be his eyeball? So it also makes me wonder if you push the nanobots enough, could they turn anybody into a cyborg, or is that just because of Jason's supernatural side? Halloween X, Michael goes to space. Have a cybernetic fucking pumpkin. Michael's head gets blown up, gets replaced with a cybernetic pumpkin jack-o'-lantern head. Super nipple punch needs to be a thing. Just imagine Uber Jason punching KM so hard that it's like Looney Tunes. Like she just flies back and the nipples are just floating and spinning in midair until they drop to the ground. Hey, what's going on, Ghost? How you doing? We are 22 and a half minutes in. Leprechaun, Jason, and Hellraiser have been to space. Aren't you guys glad we live in this reality? I mean, I don't know what we would have done without them going to space. Personally, out of the three, I do prefer Hellraiser. Because I thought Hellraiser did their movie a whole lot better and a whole lot closer to the overall tone of their franchise. Leprechaun was funny as shit. This is a real fun movie. Like I said, not in terms of the canon to the franchise, but watching it as a standalone is completely fucking awesome. Oh, no worries, Ghosts. Yeah, Leprechaun was a straight up comedy. But I mean, Evil, Army of Darkness is considered a horror comedy, so I guess you could kind of go the same route with Leprechaun in Space. Imagine that in a sex scene in a Friday the 13th movie. Super nipple punch! Yeah, I think they talked about putting Michael Myers in space. Yeah, I think, Lil Ham, when you look at this, between this and Jason Goes to Hell, Jason Goes to Hell has way more of a horror tone. So if you want a gore fest horror movie, Jason Goes to Hell is perfect for that. If you want a dark comedy, this is the route to go with that. Oh yeah, I consider Jason Goes to Hell, this, Freddy versus Jason, of course the remake. They're all part of a separate timeline. This being part of the New Line trilogy, and then we have the remake, part of its own timeline. At least that's the way I've always looked at it, and from the rights standpoint between New Line, like what they can use and what they can't use, kind of makes sense to look at it like that. Kind of makes me wanted to see Jason lose his mask, like get a face reveal pre Uber before he got blown up. See, a Nightmare on Elm Street in space would probably work better because everybody dreams, even in the future. And imagine Freddy replacing the boiler room with sort of like the same corridors from Alien. I think it works better with him than it does any other 80s horror icon. Now you would imagine if they pronounce him like not being able to be brought back, he's not viable. You would imagine that they would try to keep him frozen. Oh, there's the nipple fall. She got the nipple punch. But you'd figure that they would keep him like in a freezer or something to stay frozen instead of like thawing out or even having the remote danger of thawing out and possibly damaging what could be a very valuable specimen. Yeah, Rowan is hot. There's no doubt about that. I mean, all the girls on here are pretty up there. Like it's one of the better looking, at least from a male looking at the female perspective, overall cast. I can't say that any of the women on here definitely they are speechless. Like I mean, all of them are hot as hell. Like trying to come up with the words to really describe, and when you're left speechless, that's in itself example enough. Ooh, but Jason ain't impressed. I'm gonna throw this girl around. Cop a feel real quick. Because, you know, it's been over 400 years. I brush off this morning wood. There's the money shot. Freeze the face. Oh, man. I love that. Playboy bunny scientist. If that's not a fucking accurate description of how all these girls look, I don't know what is. They were contracted from Hustler. Quickly, someone say a Mr. Freeze pun. Uh, just imagine him grabbing her like chill, like banging her head. Something like chill, or like how Arnold said it. Everybody, chill. Pants down, hot as Friday girl. I mean, you know my pig tie. So why didn't they try dissolving his entire body in like acid or some shit? Time to break the ice. Judas Priest or Iron Maiden for a Friday the 13th song. I don't know, like music wise, I'm kind of into more of the gothic, symphonic kind of things, like Xandria, or more mainstream known, probably something like Evanescence. But I don't know if that would necessarily fit the Friday the 13th mold. Granted, you look at the orchestral music that someone like Harry Manfredini does, could be bent to that kind of will. Still looking for Jason's heart. Still hungry. Me, he ate that shit at the beginning of Jason Goes to Hell like a burger. Kind of made me hungry too. Got that shit all over his face. Gotta love Janessa though. She is definitely a really comedic bright spot in this movie. Beef jerky style. You're like, what are those? So I realized Brodsky would have made a really great Candyman. Which, did they ever say who they casted as Candyman for the new movie? It could be a little bit too operatic, Ty, but you also figure with someone that has as much range musically as she has, it can either be very powerful or it could be very dark and dreary. And I'm thinking, if you're going to have someone do a song for a horror movie, why not get someone that can add a real creep factor to it and almost make the music a character in itself? Yeah, Janessa definitely didn't deserve death. It's kind of sad to see she went the same way the hybrid alien, the hybrid human and xenomorph alien. What's it called? Is it like the infant or something like that? In Alien Resurrection, like she went the same way he did. Like, this sucks on so many levels. Not gonna lie, that looks fun as shit. A holographic shooter game with like real VR. Is that bubble wrap I hear? But you'd realize the kid that got his arm cut off by Jason while he was frozen would recognize, hey, the fuck is he doing in the program? It would have been kind of funny to see Jason react to them having a severed head and sliced the way he was and still talking and just not fazed by it. Like, that's not making you freak out even in the future at this point. Ooh. Seen that kill many a times in the game. I don't know, Chuck. You keep running through the entire cast, Jason's gonna catch you with one of them. Then you look at it, by the time you get to the second or third girl, you're gonna be exhausted as hell. You're not even gonna be able to fight back. If you could. You'll be looking like the guy from Thinner. He's got the BFG. Now you wonder how strong this ship is, that they're allowing live weapons to pretty much be fired at will without damaging the spacecraft at all. But then again, it does destroy, the Solaris? It slices right through it. So you assume that pretty much this ship is probably made of the same kind of metal that his machete is. Jason has a sex sense. It's kind of like a spider sense. Soon as you break the plane, he's in there. Not him. It's not a threesome or, well, I mean, there is secondhand penetration, but I'm getting ideas for a really weird porno. Yeah, I do like the new machete. I like the surgical machete that he gets. Well, he already has. And I do like the new machete that he has. I would have loved to have seen both be incorporated in the game, but unfortunately, lawsuits happen. Like, oh yeah, you know where to put that machete. I'm a ch-ch and yeah, ah, ah. All right, now they're just shooting to be assholes. You know what? I never liked any of the shit in here, anyways. Like, why don't you keep shooting? Jason's been gone for like 10 minutes. Gotta have a real sensual sounding Harry Manfredini score as he takes off his hockey mask, pulls out the machete, lathers it up, putting some lotion on it, some lubrication, whatever you need to put on it, and just slide it in. You gotta do it just like that too. Just slide it in. And no, that is not a fan film I'm making. Maybe somebody else could do it down the road, but if you do make it, please mark me down as inspiration for it. Thank you. What kill would you guys like to see in part 13 that has never been done in a movie? I want to see Jason kill someone with a bone. Ooh, yeah, that neck snap. I mean, a bone could be... It could be done. I've seen it done in real cheap, low-budget horror movies, but I guess it could be done. Me personally, I want to see good kills, but done from a stealth perspective. Like the neck snap there alone, it's not gory, but it's very effective, and it shows Jason's stealthiness. Jason's like, get the fuck off me, you goofy little bastard. Am I in the movie, Mr. Collection? Yes, I am. I am currently 45 minutes and 20 seconds in the movie. Welcome back, Music Man. Feel like it's been forever. It took you like 3 years to make those sandwiches. Nah, you're good. Tell you what, little hand, you make that, you put up pre-orders, I'm there. I may even react to it on the channel. I couldn't play it, of course, because of reasons, but I'd review it. Yeah, I love that little pun there. I think at this point, when a couple of your teammates get killed, it's like, okay, fuck that. Everybody regroup, get back together. We're going to do this as a unit. But they're way too prideful. Pretty much, little hand. Except you gotta have like Jason like pretty much stabbing her in the area and just because you gotta have the music playing too. If you're gonna have that death, you gotta have the music playing. So you just gotta have them like kind of spirit hands, so to speak. But we call them Crystal Lake hands. You know, it's just like, why are they shaking? It's in the it's not an ocean. It's in the lake. It's the water. It's the motion of it. Like, oh yeah, stab me with that machete. Stab me good. Stab me for mother. And as soon as you say mother, you just see Jason's eye just like get wide. Like, yeah, determination. I'm taking it all the way to the handle. Oh man, can you imagine that money shot? So you'd imagine with all those barrels on there, he would have been like with you would have figured the caliber of the weapons that they have would be enough to blow Jason's limbs off as is without KM's guns. I'm gonna bring you home to mama. Can you imagine that scene? Jason actually bringing the girl home to mama, and midway going through, somehow Pamela's head just rolls into the action. This is some kinky shit, but I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Jason's just pretty much running through them all systematically. Like the moment you realize he's all alone, isn't that around the time you might want to get into the escape pods and start firing him up? Hey, what's going on, Colin? How you doing? Welcome from Facebook. It's like I always say to anybody on Facebook, because I know you can't see the chat from YouTube. I assure you, I am not talking to myself. I am talking to the chat from YouTube that apparently Restream does not carry over to Facebook. Or am I? Talking about Friday the 13th porn with YouTube. Oh yeah, Chuck, I'm definitely loving that. I'm loving that whole conversation. Don't worry, Ty. If I do, they'll never take me alive. I'm gonna take them all home to mama. Oh, timestamp? We are at 51 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh, shit. Pilots. Oh, here we go. Where Jason gains such a body count, it's insurmountable for any other killer to ever catch up. Hey, what's going on, Surgical Dude? How you doing? Oh, thank you for the super chat, Lil Han. Thank you for that, my friend. I gotta love that quote, too. Now I can't wait for that part to come up. So, what do you think Jason X takes place after Freddy versus Jason? I think the timeline goes Jason goes to hell, Freddy versus Jason, then Jason X. I would super chat, but I'm poor. No worries, Jason. We know how hard it is out there in Crystal Lake. As long as you're gathering those bodies, that's super chat enough for me. Blood is your currency. We all poor here. I mean, I think that's something we all can relate to. That's why I'm so grateful that pretty much whenever I do get a super chat, it's so much gratitude from me to you guys on that. Especially considering that it's an option that you guys don't have to do at all. And I completely love that you guys want to support the channel in that way. So anytime you want to do it, completely, I can't express my gratitude enough. Jason became shorter from Freddy versus Jason to Jason X. Might have been like compressed gravity or something like that. Tends to fluctuate. Or part of his supernatural power is he may be a little stretchy. In that case, I'm rich if blood is currency. That's why you just need to share a couple pints. That's all. Just drop over a pint. I have to give you a P.O. box number or something and just, send just one pint. One pint a day keeps JG going a little bit. You gotta love Janessa. Just stick your head out. Have a peek. Which I would imagine she'd open the door. Janessa would be the first one to just put her foot on her ass and just kick her out. Is he out there? Well, you would wonder, would KM have enough emotion to know to run and kind of... Well, you see there, she's walking. But I would imagine she would have a T-800 Terminator-esque kind of personality. Oh, man, Chuck, if that was the case, I think fatigue would be ultimately your worst enemy then rather than Jason. Blood for JG, yes! I needs just a little bit. Now, if you're wondering, like, pretty much, or I wonder, rather, if you wonder, but, you wonder if, Jason was so attached to that machete instead of the surgical one, if that is supposed to be the same machete that cut his mother's head off, given how weathered it looks. Pretty much. Like, I'm grabbing every fucking weapon I can come across. Because those bodies should be littered with weapons if they're like infantry kind of shit. You don't mind if I donate blood? Not at all. Not at all. I mean, we are a horror channel after all, so what would the channel? What would dark theories be without a couple of pints of blood flowing around? People in the future are stupid. Pretty much. It's like they got dumber over the centuries. So, one kiss did that? So does that mean KM's horny? You got your robot so horny that she's going to ensure that everybody survives? Pint of blood a day keeps the Cenobites at bay. It's actually a good saying. That should be on a t-shirt. Can imagine like Frank saying that from Hellraiser. Slices his hand open. Is this enough? Just leave it over the bowl a little bit. Just for a couple minutes. Squeeze it a bit, and then you should be good. Just for a couple minutes. It's like a blood pact with the chat. It looks like if she fired that gun would like kick back so hard it'd make her fly across the screen. It's like Jason's artwork. Just like dismembering shit. I'm still convinced he would have made a really good Candyman. I wonder if that could be a prequel kind of thing. The Microsoft conflict. I mean, Jason, you gotta figure, what does Mama want more? Money or blood? Hey, Camp Crystal Lake doesn't have the nickname Camp Dollar. That's all I'm saying. It all started with Microsoft. So do you think Apple got slaughtered then? At least see, Jason's got somewhat of a sense of humor. Like, hey, oh shit, severed head. Like, kind of sucks because it shows that, like, basically she's like, fuck you guys. You guys can die, even though I'm freaking out over people dying. But you guys can fucking kick rocks. I'm out of here. Even though I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. No worries, Music Man. Like I said, super chats, I am super gracious to get them. Like whenever they pop up. That's why I'm especially grateful for Lil Han because he's been awesome with the super chats. Like way more than I ever thought I would have ever gotten ever on YouTube. So Lil Han, definitely, if I haven't said it enough, thank you for all those. So we got the Resident Evil Alice version of KM. I remember seeing that in the theaters. It was like, well, that was short lived. Those guns must be powerful as shit to have Jason flying like that. Kinkbot OP as fuck. Yeah, definitely. That shows it right there. Not to mention, like, pretty much Alice. Like, Alice is OP as fuck in those movies. Yeah, I have to agree with Ghost, Ty. Felicia Rose is hands down the best Angela Baker. To me, she's the most memorable of the actresses that played Angela Baker. And she was, in the first one, a straight up horror slasher. Not the quirky, spunky kind of follow the rules or I'll kill you kind of person. That version of Angela Baker kind of reminded me of the mother that took care of Angela in part one. This is an advertisement for sex bots in the future. If they can protect me like KM, fuck it, I get one. Are batteries included, though? That is the question. And are they rechargeable? Or is that where they get you in the price? It's just like Jason keeps getting up, like, God damn it, I'm not done yet. Although with the arm and leg missing, he kind of reminds me of Chucky from Child's Play 2 at the end in the factory. I would still like them to rise up one more time and then just fall. I still remember the box art for Sleepaway Camp. I think it was it Sleepaway Camp 2 or was it part 1 that had her with the backpack that had the hockey mask and Freddy glove in it. No love for Bruce Springsteen's sister. I mean, if she wasn't playing Angela and it was a different killer, or she played Angela with a similar personality to Felicia Rose's, then we may be talking a different story. But the way she played Angela wasn't even the same character. Welcome back, Devin. It was Sleepaway Camp 2? Okay. Because I think part 1 was the box art with the knife going through the sneaker, wasn't it? What horror series will we be watching next? We'll be watching Scream next. And then, because Scream's only 4 movies. So we'll knock that out in 1 week of streaming, and then we'll be moving on to Halloween. Well, at least you made it back, Devin. Damn, he ripped. You mean Brodsky? Because Brodsky looks thick as shit. Like, you surprised he's not still somewhere in some kind of superhero movie. If he is, I haven't noticed him. Here comes the nanobots. Which would have been nice to hear Pamela coaxing Jason back to life. Oh, I remember that movie, Lil Hand. If I remember right, didn't he turn down what was it? Night of the Living Dead because he was doing no, it wasn't Night of the Living Dead. I think it was Friday the 13th Part 2 that he turned down because he was doing the burning. Have I seen Maniac? Yes, I have. Because I couldn't remember if it was part 2 or possibly part 3. And there's he is. Uber Jason. So I guess he felt like he didn't need ears. But you wonder if Jason can actually hack computer equipment with him being cybernetic now. X gonna give it to you. Nightbot steps in like, calm down. No X gonna give it to you. Goddamn Nightbot. Yes, I've seen The Hitcher. I've seen both the original and the remake. And some of the sequels. I think there's only one sequel. Like, not even the explosion did any damage at all to Jason. That's when you know Uber Jason is supremely powerful and incredibly fucking OP. It would have made no sense in the game for counselors with baseball bats and machetes to be able to knock his mask off. Power level over 10,000. Oh yeah, the design of Uber Jason is really, really, really good. Which is sad because you could have actually used that design for an original space slasher, put a different name on them, and pretty much we would have probably had multiple movies with that character. And it would have probably been more well received by genre fans. Oh, here it comes, Lohan. Here comes the part. Well, especially where her arm is and where the grate came up, you figure she could kind of get her arm in that space and hold on. There it is, Lohan. And Janessa is just little bits of bacon on a freaking grill looking great. You never know, Lohan. It is the future. they may have cloning technology, so you don't know how many Janessas there might actually be in cold storage somewhere. So with Jason breaking through the wall of the ship to get into that room, wouldn't it be because he's breaking down every door as he's going? Wouldn't he be creating a vacuum with every place that he goes into? So essentially, it should be the same concept as in that room. If he's in there, chances are there's a breach somewhere and all the air is being sucked out. I know, Lohan. I'm trying to keep hope alive. There's still hope for Janessa. Or you never know, they could build a Janessa sex bot. Batteries still not included. Oh, you see what I mean? He's like knocking down every single door. There should be a vacuum that's flowing behind him that's pretty much sucking all the oxygen out. Could you imagine how heavy he would be with all that metal? Really? Sharknado came out in 2002? I thought it was a lot later than that. Like 2008 or 9 or something like that. I didn't think it was 2002. Because I thought 2002 was around the time we got like Halloween Resurrection and all that shit. Yeah, I think there's hope for that, Chuck. Like I said, batteries not included. And personalities may differ. That is a nice throwback to have the hologram of the campgrounds and getting that music. Because it's even the same music playing from part 1, it sounds like. It is. It is part 1's music. Favorite MK character? Mine has always been between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I've always loved Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But if I had to pick someone else outside of the ninjas, just because I was Scorpion or Sub-Zero always in MK1, once we got to MK2 and 3, Shang Tsung was my absolute favorite. Matter of fact, I would probably say Shang Tsung is my more so favorite than any of the characters, including the ninjas. See, that would have been interesting because they're kind of offering Jason sex, which we've never seen before. But I would have loved to have seen Jason have a different reaction to them. Like, oh shit, let's get down. I've never had this before. Killing one with the other. You gotta love that. He's efficient as fuck. That'd be pretty much it, Lohan. Give him a fucking $100 rebate if you send in your receipt. Hey, what's going on, Sparley? Is Jason sexual? I mean, there is a theory going around that Jason did rape Chris in part 3. I personally don't believe it, but there is that. Which, if that's the case, then yes, Jason is sexual. But I would have kind of liked to have him, at least on here, with the two campers that are literally throwing themselves at Jason. Why not have him react accordingly? Because he's never had that happen before. Very nice George Carlin reference there, Lohan. Like, stick it a little deeper and a little bit deeper while I service this account. Jason is a virgin. Hey, now. He stuck his machete in someone at least 3/4 of the way. I think that counts as full penetration. I'm just saying. Crystal Lake rules. See, now this is why a sequel with Uber Jason wouldn't really work, in my opinion, unless you go the superhuman route with counselors. Is because if Jason can survive re-entry into a planet and still be in one piece and still be Uber Jason, what kind of entertainment would you really get from him stalking a campground again? Because he wouldn't need to stalk. He'd just walk in because they can't stop him and just go on and murder anybody you wanted. Straight out of Crystal Lake. Crazy motherfucker's named Voorhees. Write a whole song to that. See, it would have been nice also to sort of play up on the cybernetics with that sound, the Jason sound that we all know, and had it where he's still doing the sound, but have it like a sort of like a robotic electrical kind of background sound to it to really play off on the cybernetic part of Jason. Violet had the bloodiest sex ever. I mean, Roy penetrated very deep. She never forgot his name. Believe me. Plot twist, I'm wearing my Jason X shirt while watching this. You came prepared, my friend. Oh man, but that was Jason X. I felt like that went amazingly fast. Fuck the counselors. Fuck them. Fuck them. Roy always leaves his girls wanting more. Pretty much, yeah. He penetrates from all angles. He is from the back, from the side, from the front, down bottom, up top. But he has a weird thing of going for the eyes. Some might say he even blinded a girl. Does anybody know the fourth rule of Gremlins? I do not. It's been a while since I watched those movies. Because I know you can't get away, you can't feed them after midnight and no sunlight. But what is the fourth rule, Devin? I'm curious. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Tommy. That would be interesting. Well, I don't think Tommy would be that kind of character that Jeffrey Dean Morgan would necessarily do. Just because it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I'm willing to make a fucking exception. Because I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan in absolutely anything. Which, if you guys have not seen him in Dead and Breakfast, I sincerely recommend that. Sometimes you have to fuck her gently. Oh my god. You're killing me, Lohan. Oh man. Yeah, it looks like oh shit, what is that? All right. Phone going off the hook, and just wanted to make sure nothing serious was going on. Nothing, no. It's all eBay ads trying to get me to buy shit. Possibly a Ghostface figure. You never know. Fourth rule is don't fuck it. Well, I mean, you already got 3 really important rules. I mean, if you gotta sacrifice one, you know, sometimes gremlins need love too. Negan as Tommy pissing our pants yet? That would be fucking awesome. Especially if he had a bat in a scene. Oh, that would be awesome too. Having him as the villain in The Hitcher. To be honest, he would make a really good almost any character that talks. Like if you imagine him like if they, because I know they're redoing Scream. Like you could probably, if the original guy didn't want to come back to do the voice of Ghostface, I would settle for Jeffrey Dean Morgan's voice. Can you imagine they try to do Scream in the same way they did Ghostface's story in Dead by Daylight, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the one casted? That would be incredible too. Like, I don't know, Ghosts. It all depends on how desperate one may be. I mean, she did something to that one guy. That one guy, he was terrified at first, but after a while, I think he was into it. Oh, man. But yeah, as I was saying, that is Jason X. We have made it literally from Friday the 13th, part 1, all the way up to Jason X. That's incredible. And you guys have been pretty much with me every step of the way. I know some of you guys have had to drop off due to work and stuff like that, or pop in here and there, and that's all good. Completely understandable if you guys can't make it for one of these streams. Trust me, I'm not going to bite your head off or anything like that. It's the same with the super chats. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, I greatly appreciate it. I just think tomorrow, Freddy versus Jason. After that, we got one more Friday the 13th left. And then we are done the entire series. At least until the fan films come out. Which, as I said, the way I'm doing those is I'm not going to end up streaming those. Just because of what happened before when I got the strike. I'm not going to stream them. I am going to put them up on the channel as reactions. And I'm going to try to take as many precautions as I can with putting those in videos. So you will see my reaction with it, and I will premiere it. I wonder if premiering it, if I got a strike on that, if that holds against streaming. I don't think it does, because I was able to premiere while I did have the copyright strike. So we should be good on that. I'll premiere it so that way you guys can comment on it, or sort of have the little chat. We'll watch it together. I wish all you guys that join late to the streams could have been there from the beginning. But you're here now, and we got a lot more of franchises to go. Like I said, after this week, once we finish the remake, we will be moving on to Scream. Which, it's been a while since I actually watched Scream 3 and 4. I watched 1 and 2 not too long ago, but 3 and 4 I have not watched in a very long time. So that's going to be almost like rewatching for the first time all over again with you guys on live stream. Then after that, we will begin Halloween. But I'm glad you guys are having a shitload of fun. Because, I mean, I'm having fun doing these. Even no monetary anything involved, it's completely and utterly fun to rewatch these movies with an audience on the internet, on YouTube, and literally just rewatching everything. Because I rewatched some of the streams that we do, and really seeing how much fun I'm having on screen with you guys in the chat. Like, it really is a day brightener. It's about the same kind of feeling I get when I do a Dark Theories video and I see you guys instantly on it, like commenting and loving it. It's nothing but gratitude to all of you guys. And definitely make the whole experience worth doing over and over and over. Oh, no worries, Ghost. I even started a little bit late. I had some laptop issues earlier. But we ended up getting there. And tomorrow, like I said, Freddy vs. Jason, we should be off and running at about 11 o'clock for that as well. Unless I have some more technical issues, which keep an eye on the community tab on the YouTube channel if you do not see a live stream from me by 11. There's usually going to be some kind of update on there that may discuss a delay, just in case. But I should, for all intents and purposes, be back tomorrow at 11. Wednesday, the remake, we'll be doing that at 11:30. So trying to set a little schedule for myself on that. But with that being said, thank you guys for sticking around. I want to really, really, really hammer home thanking Little Hand for another super chat during the stream. Like I said, I want to be as grateful as possible for that, because you don't have to do that, and I can't stress enough how thankful I am that you are supporting the channel in that kind of way. But I also don't want to pressure anybody else to thinking they need to do it as well. You guys just being here is more than enough for me. And I am completely grateful for every stream you guys are on with me. But before I start rambling on and on and on, because then that will turn this commentary from a 2-hour video to 4 hours, just thanking each individual person that not only is in the stream, but that had subscribed and had followed me on Twitch and all of that. Just overall, thank you guys. And as always, I am JG Dark. And thanks for watching. Have a good night.